Here are 7 books that changed the way I think. At number 7, we've got The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. This is the concise edition, so it's a little bit smaller. This book is full of quotes and 48 laws, obviously, that just give life lessons on how you can succeed in business and in any career that you want to go into, really. My favourite part of the book is how it explains how people can benefit from other people's experience instead of their own. Like they tell us Bismarck's quote that goes, "Fools say that they learn by experience. I prefer to profit by others' experience." And I think that's just something that's really, really interesting to think about. On page 50, they tell us to use other people's self-interest to our advantage. That way, they'll realise that you're not a waste of time. So after my reading experience with this book, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. At number 6, we've got The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. It teaches us things like what getting money and keeping money requires, what to appreciate with the survival mindset, and it also explains that in business it's normal and expected to fail. So I think if you want to get into finance or learn personal finance, I guess, definitely read this book. I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. I highly recommend it. In 5th place, we've got Happy Sexy Millionaire by Steven Bartlett. This book's written by Steven Bartlett, who's one of my favourite influencers. He's the founder of Diary of a CEO. He put a quote in this book which says, "The grass is always greener on the other side until you stop watering the side you're on." And I think that's probably my favourite quote in the whole book. He explains that gratitude is the key to happiness and leads to fewer negative emotions. He then goes on to say that people who volunteer become less depressed. He also explains that when making hard decisions, you've got to become comfortable with the fact that your decisions won't be perfect every time. Based on my reading experience, I'm going to give this book an 8 out of 10. In 4th position, we've got Surrounded by Idiots by Thomas Erickson. This book explains the 4 types of human behaviour and how to communicate with each effectively in life and in business. He explains the behaviour patterns of the colours, so there's red, green, yellow and blue. Red, he says that they become control freaks when they get going. He says that yellow people elevate the room but consume all the oxygen. Greens genuinely care about people but are indecisive. Blues are calm but their critical thinking turns to suspicion. I'm a blue, probably mixed with a bit of green, because he does say in the book that everyone's one of these colours, but you are also a secondary colour. So if you want to find out more about these colours and find out which colour you are, then read the book. It explains it really well. Oh, and also there's a quiz at the end. I got 17 out of 22 questions right. So let me know in the comments what you get if you read the book. It also tells us how to calm down each one of the colours. So if you need to calm down a red, then you've got to go with the direct approach and tell them to get a hold of themselves. Then for the yellow people, if you want to calm them down, then you've just got to let them organise a party. For the green, you've just got to tell them to relax. And then for the blue, they need privacy and space to think. So yeah, I'm going to give this book a 10 out of 10. In 3rd position, we've got Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book's for people who want to create good habits and destroy bad habits. Something that I like in this book is basically when it says it explains that instead of looking for motivation to clean your room, what you should do really is change the system behind it. On page 120, it says that when a chimpanzee learns an effective way to crack nuts open as a member of one group and then switches to a new group that uses a less effective strategy, it will avoid using the superior nut cracking method just to blend in with the rest of the chimps. So on this page, there's basically a table of creating good habits and breaking bad habits. The author gives out a few laws explaining the different stages into doing these certain things. So overall, this book was really solid. The ideas are brilliant in it. I'm definitely going to apply these in later on in life if I ever want to break a bad habit or start a good one. So I'm going to give this book a 9 out of 10. In 2nd position, we've got Mindset by Dr. Carol S. Dweck. This book explains that there's 2 types of people, the ones with the fixed mindset and the ones with the growth mindset. The fixed mindset is when you believe that your qualities are carved in stone and you can't change them. But the growth mindset is based on the belief that you can cultivate your qualities through different strategies and your efforts. On page 145 to 146, they give you tips for a workplace mindset. So in this book, it's basically divided into different sections, like there's a sports category, business, relationships, parenting, changing the mindset, how you change from fixed to growth. It's a brilliant book. So I'm going to give this book a 9 out of 10. I really like this book. In at number 1, we've got The Subtle Art of Not Giving a by Mark Manson. On page 6, he explains the feedback loop from hell, which is when we are anxious about being anxious about something. He helps you think more clearly about what you're choosing to find important and unimportant. On page 133, the author tells us, I say don't find yourself. I say never know who you are, because that's what keeps you striving and discovering, which is a part that I really, really like about this book. He also explains on page 140 that if you think it's you versus the world, the chances are it's really just you versus yourself. And on page 202, he ends on a really happy note when he says, we're all going to die, all of us. What a circus. That alone should make us love each other, but it doesn't. We are terrorized by life's trivialities. We are eaten up by nothing. So this book is very direct. I would say everyone should read it just so that they can get a hint of what life really is and what they should prioritize, because life is too short. So make sure you read this book, because I think it's absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I definitely give it a 10 out of 10.